Good morning.
Good morning, Kari.
Cheers. Cheers to This Is Not Therapy.
Cheers.
Our beautiful community out here. Cheers to scooters. We scooted all the way up this morning.
Oh, yeah, we did. We went for a special ride to Scooters.
Oh, yeah.
Together. Yeah.
Lavender lattes with oat milk. Doesn't that just say spring?
Poor Kamila's tummy is dairy-free these days.
That's right.
So cheers to you.
Good.
And cheers to Scooters.
All right.
Unfiltered moments.
Here we are.
Here we go.
Okay, I'll start. So I know I've shared before about cool things that happen out on walk and talk sessions. You guys, I had another really magical moment last week.
We're all here for it.
I walked with a client to Wisconsin because you can. When you live in Stillwater, you can walk to Wisconsin. Kind of a chilly day, but I love that this client is up for anything. We're moving our bodies regardless of the weather. And we are on the bridge, and all of a sudden I noticed this bald eagle fly over us.
Oh my God, I saw an eagle yesterday too, and on Monday. And then I looked up the spiritual meaning of it.
Yes, tell.
I don't remember. Should I look it up?
Yes. Me and this client were going to look it up too, and we didn't. But this person is very much into tarot and symbolism and everything. So it was like perfect for us in this moment. And anyway, it flew overhead, and I was like, okay, let's put a pin in that, or let's just like take note of that. That was cool. And then later we're on the Wisconsin side, and she goes, look. And this eagle was in this tree so freaking close to us. And I got the most beautiful picture. So
oh my gosh, you will have to post it on our Instagram.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty magical. So just, nature. We're coming into spring. I wonder if somebody must know this. Eagles, like, are they coming out more in the springtime?
Sure, I can imagine.
Like any other bird. They don't fly south though, but maybe they're like nesting. Maybe it's... Well, I'm not going to pretend to know. Whoever knows birds,
I don't think we need to think about it from that perspective, from a logical perspective. Right. I think it's more magical to think about it.
It just happened.
A spiritual, meaningful perspective.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. We've got the details. The bald eagle is a profound spiritual symbol representing a connection to the divine, unmatched strength, freedom, and clear vision, often considered a messenger between the creator and humanity in Native American traditions. Seeing one signifies a call to rise above challenges, embrace personal renewal, and live with higher purpose.
Oh my gosh, that's so perfect for your client.
Seriously,
you got to email that to her.
I will. That's awesome. We were just talking about thinking about our clients outside of session and how these things come up, and we want to, like, they're always on our hearts. So, cool. Well, share with me. What's happening? What's your unfiltered moment?
Oh my God.
This AM.
Mine happened at Target yesterday. I am such
like it does
a fool for marketing. Yeah. Anything that I see with the words wellness on it, I'm like,
no. Watch, these ads are going to come flowing in now because Big Brother, wellness,
they always do. They always do. They know me.
Oh my God.
They're always listening.
What did you find?
Well, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to,
Oh, nothing in particular. You're just saying.
I did find something in particular.
She's not telling. That's good. We should leave some mystery here. Don't tell
but we're going to leave some mystery because I don't want to just,
endorse everything.
Exactly. Like scooters and this new product that I'm using and where I get my clothes. Yeah, no, we're not.
Oh my God. Okay, what is it? Why do you think you're such a sucker?
Oh my gosh. My husband actually works in marketing and he makes fun of me all the time.
You're so
He's like, you are so easily influenced. Like, I have Geico insurance, guys, because of the gecko. Like,
that is good. That is so vulnerable to share that. What was it about the gecko? Was it the accent? What did you love?
It's everything. I love it. And that's what got me to research it. And I was like, actually, I think insurance will work well for me, but it got me down the funnel. And that's
amazing.
Yeah. So
I love that about
my
you.
unfiltered moment is I just
Oh,
when
Kamila,
I see something,
you know what?
I'm like, this just lands. This just resonates.
Yeah, it hits. There are worse traits about a person. I'll just say that. And you know what? I bet you a lot of people can relate to that. So thanks for being so vulnerable.
Let us know if you're a sucker for marketing.
She loves the Geico Gecko. Does it have a name? Do we know? The Geico Gecko. That's probably just it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would have a really professional sounding name, like Alfred or.
Oh, you don't think it's going to be a G name? Something the Geico Gecko?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Gerard, Gerald,
that could be it.
Georgie.
Yeah. Let us know.
Gregory?
Does he have a name? And
somebody look this up for us. I wish this was live so people could feed us. Actually, here's the information.
Does he have a name? And if he doesn't, then
let's name him. Let's name him. Okay. I love it. Well, y'all, this month, April, is Stress Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's new information to me. I didn't know there was a whole month dedicated to stress, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think we're all swimming in it.
Yeah.
Right?
And stress, there's positive stressors and there's negative stressors. So,
but stress is still stress.
Yeah, exactly. It still impacts us in the same way. And many people are often surprised because they're like, well, I have such amazing things going on in my life. I'm planning a wedding, or I just found out that I'm pregnant, or
we just bought a house.
We've wanted these things for so long. Why am I so drained? Why am I
have a good life?
Yeah. And to recognize
stress is still stress.
It's still stress.
Your body still interprets it the same way as other big stressors that are
there's positive
more negative.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. So along with stress comes burnout, right? If stress has been adding up and we are not discharging the stress, you get to a place of burnout.
Yeah.
I want to say something that I just learned about burnout that is news to me. I don't know if you all knew this or not, but burnout, when I think of that term, I think of career. I think of job.
Yeah.
Like burnout from work. I did not ever really associate burnout with personal life. Is that just me? I don't know. I hear about it in that context. Burnout is I'm so burnt out from work.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's, I think, as therapists, that's the context that we often are talked to or hear about.
Here are signs of burnout. Make sure you're taking care of yourself so you're not burning out at work.
Yeah, because you can't be a good therapist to clients if you're burnt out.
Totally.
Yeah, but I talk about burnout with so many clients because the people that I most often find myself that are drawn to working with me and that I work really well with are, high functioning women that are maybe juggling many things in their life, that have so many balls in the air, and everyone on the outside is like, you got it.
Right.
She's doing so great. Oh my gosh. How does she do it all? She's Superwoman, but behind it all, she is crumbling on the inside and is just tired and exhausted and sad, or, in fight or flight.
And it's not just work that's brought her there.
Yeah, exactly. And so then we talk about all of these things, and it can be such a light bulb to see, oh, I'm burnt out by being a stay-at-home mom.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm burnt out by being a caregiver in the sandwich generation.
Yep.
I'm burnt out by, my job that I actually do love and have loved, but what's going on? Why don't I love it anymore?
Yeah, that's helpful. I guess I've just talked about it in the context of stress and overwhelm, but I'm going to start using that term, I think. That sounds like burnout. Now, next, I think it'd be helpful for everybody. Let's define the term. Okay, so according to Emily Nagoski and Amelia Nagoski in their book, Burnout, The Secret.
Also, throwback to our sex episode.
Oh, yeah. We totally...
I love her books. So she's got this Burnout book, which we'll link in our show notes. You got to check it out. And then she's got the sex book. So and they all work so well together also, because if you are burnt out, you're not going to be having a good sex life.
Yeah. Good call. So the name of the book is Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. So their definition of burnout is a state of being stuck in the tunnel of stress, defined by three main components: emotional exhaustion, caring too much for too long, depersonalization, empathy loss, and a decreased sense of accomplishment. That's good. That's a great definition. I would agree. And that totally relates across the board and the lifespan, and it's not just work. So burnout, start using that word. Call it what it is.
So one thing that I often talk to clients about is when you feel like you're doing so much, yet it never feels like enough. I think that's a really big hallmark of burnout. And once again, that's not just at work. That can be in any area of your life, or work can be a part of it. But it's doing so much and caring so much for so long and feeling like nothing is getting done. Nothing is getting accomplished. Oh my God, I'm making no movement. I'm like stuck in mud. I can't move forward. And to recognize, oh, okay, you might be burnt out. Because I think what most often people imagine burnout as is just completely dropping it and giving up and stopping and just falling into a depression. But I think of what I've seen in many people, burnout looks like still doing so much and juggling all of those balls, but being really exhausted and broken and depleted on the inside.
Well said.
Yeah.
And I think doubling down.
Yeah,
sometimes we fall for this trap of like, okay, I just have to add this wellness ritual, hashtag wellness. I just have to add this product, this service. I just have to add, more social time, more meditation, whatever. And I think oftentimes the answer is more simplicity. Less. Yeah. More is less. Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
Going back to the body.
Yeah.
I talk to so many people about that because people are like, oh, I'm actually doing really well. So I've incorporated the journaling and then listening to this mindfulness and then doing this and then going on a walk and then taking a bath and then doing this thing. And I'm like, okay, let's take a breath. And okay, so how is this helpful? How have you found this helpful? No, it's actually causing me more stress. Okay, so we're finding that I'm feeling so stressed. I need to be doing more and more. So let's actually listen to that. I think of it as like a little smoke alarm going off. That's what I often talk to clients about is like, it's a smoke alarm going off when that voice is telling you, do more, add more. Listen to it instead like a smoke alarm that's telling you like beep, beep, slow down,
Pay attention.
do less, do the opposite. And go inwards. And so an exercise that I do with clients is I ask them to check in with their body. So maybe roll their shoulders, take a breath, place a hand on their heart, maybe one on your belly. Take the deepest breath you've taken in a while, and then ask your body, okay, right here, right now, what do I need? And if your body says, I don't have the time for this, I don't need anything, I need to keep going. Okay, that's not your body saying that. That's the anxiety or burnout or perfectionism. So take another breath.
Back to your breath.
And continue to sit with it and just see what it says. And maybe it says, I need food. I haven't eaten in a while. Maybe it needs water. Maybe it does need a walk.
A call from a friend. Community.
Back to basics.
I think I could have that written somewhere like that. I could see it every day. Back to basics. I used to have it. I used to have a Post-it when I was a baby therapist and was like really worried about, doing everything right and especially paperwork and like getting everything. And it just said less is more. And that was my reminder because I think a supervisor told me that. I think it was about taking notes. Less is more.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Just, getting to the point, not adding all these details that are unnecessary and might actually harm. So back to the basics. I'm bringing it back to work, but like that is a great message to remember in all aspects of life. Less is more. Back to basics. Maybe we should get tats.
Less is more. Well, actually, I was thinking about going back to when we talked about our henna and slowing down. I was thinking about getting a finger tattoo that says slow, which I think would be so fun to just like have one right here.
Would you wear it like a mustache? I like that. I have a cousin. I think it wore off.
Does she have a mustache?
He does. Shout out to Ben if you listen in Boise. He used to have a mustache on his finger.
Cute.
You can do that. But I think it washes off. I know it sounds weird, but like you use your hands so much that it
It washes
Not
off.
washes off, but it fades.
Yeah.
But anyway,
for
slow.
sure.
It would just say slow?
It would just say slow.
Slow.
Just a reminder to slow down. The other thing I think of when we think about then like listening to our body and slowing down, I think about building up our resiliency. So many of my clients, it's so funny, they say that this is a big takeaway that they have from our sessions, and sometimes some of their partners even remind them of this. Eat, sleep, connect, move.
Yeah.
So have you eaten today?
Yeah.
How did you sleep?
Yeah.
Have you connected? Have you moved? So when we are really burnt out or in that collapse state or fight or flight, like let's bring it back to basics first. So let's just focus on the basics to kind of stabilize. I always think about like, let's get it stabilized first before we do more.
I mean, that's such simple advice, but I think we can make it too complicated so often. I love that your clients that must mean that they're talking to their loved ones, their partners, and sharing that advice and like to kind of have. That's why I love systems work so much, is like then they're having this accountability kind of in their real life, right? Yeah, this circle of support has grown.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool.
They're like, have you thought about?
Remember what Kamila said?
And then they get mad. Yeah, exactly. They do say that. Remember what Kamila said? And they get mad, but then they're like, oh yeah.
Exactly. I'm always telling my clients, yeah, especially if there's a hard conversation they want to have with a partner or something new they want to implement in their relationship, just blame it on me. Just say, Kari
I say
said.
that too. Yeah.
You don't have to be the bad person.
Exactly.
It's me. It's your therapist.
Yeah.
We're happy to take the fall.
For sure.
Kamila, what are the signs? Like how are we going to distinguish from, I can imagine listeners being like, okay, flirting with the idea of, am I burnt out or is it just stress? Like how do we know that? What are the signs of burnout? What are the beige flags and then the red flags of, yep, I'm here. I'm burned out.
Well, the biggest one is feeling like I'm doing so much, yet nothing is getting complete. Nothing is getting done. Everything feels overwhelming. I think it's also being in this state of that fight or flight, that urgency. Life or death, everything is important. Everything needs to get done. I need to continue to do more. And then eventually we can't keep up with it. So falling into collapse. And feeling like, I failed. I didn't do enough. Maybe it starts to look a little bit like depression. We feel a little down, a little bit hazy. Isolated, brain fog.
Oh, yeah. I think a piece too is like that kind of almost numb response of like, I'm having a lack of empathy for different situations, kind of a jaded feel where things aren't affecting you emotionally quite as much. You're just kind of numbed out. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Towards your life, towards your work. Yeah. Feeling like, I'm not going to put in that effort anymore. I don't care, where it is something that you deeply cared about before.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. How things were versus how they are now. Is this a change in my almost like personality in some ways, or how I show up in the world? I wanted to speak to that piece about overwhelm and kind of the fight or flight and everything is urgent. I don't know why. I don't remember all that many like specific terms from grad school, to be able to throw around all the time. But this one really stuck out for me. Isomorphism.
I never remembered what that is.
Okay. God, now am I going to get it right? My understanding, the way I remember it, actually, I learned it in my supervisory course, was like, if I'm the supervisor and my supervisee comes to me and they have taken on the stress of their client, then that's isomorphism. And then they put it on, the supervisee puts it on me. And now I'm carrying that stress or overwhelm. I see this happen so much in burnout, I think, with people and their loved ones. Their own shit is like, their cup is overflowing. And now it's like, okay, now it's your problem. Now it's your urgency. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that happens in work environments with CEOs, with founders, with business owners, where they are burnt out themselves and then they are putting it out on their employees. And that creates a really negative work environment. I'm sure that happens very often because so often we're pushed, to do more and more. And who are they pushed by? Are they pushed by investors? Are they pushed by just their own financial growth or expectations, or their own expectations for the business? Yeah, and then it spills out on everyone else.
Okay, I've got the definition just to check myself. In therapy, isomorphism, often called parallel process, refers to the phenomenon where interpersonal patterns, dynamics, or problems from a client's life are unconsciously replicated within the therapeutic relationship or between the therapist and their supervisor. So it's kind of like dumping
exactly
your
what
stuff
you're saying.
and then picking it. The next person has to pick it up. Just like passing the buck.
Yeah. Well, it also goes back to the nervous system, because if our nervous systems are dysregulated, our nervous systems communicate and co-regulate.
Absolutely.
So if a person in a family, if they're burnt out and their nervous system is really dysregulated, so they are really collapsed or they're in fight or flight, that's impacting their children. It's impacting their partner or whoever is in the home. We've even seen it with pets. If someone is on edge, their pet is going to be on edge.
Totally.
And same with nervous systems being co-regulating. So if we tend to ourselves, then we can regulate and co-regulate, and people around us will feel more at peace and at ease. That's why I think burnout for therapists and compassion fatigue is talked about so much, because we are co-regulators. We co-regulate in that therapeutic space so much. That's a really big part of our work. And if that's not present, then we're not going to do much help for our clients.
Absolutely. And actually could do harm. Yeah, it is catchy negatively and positively. Like if you are regulated, you can share that with your clients. If you're dysregulated, you can share that with your clients.
Definitely.
So true.
So the one thing that's really important to note is how gender and sex plays a role in burnout. And that would be even in a work or a home context, and cultural and societal expectations, usually, of women and women-bodied people, female-bodied people. So the expectation, I think of in a workplace, if you imagine someone that is, let's say, in a professor position, it's a female professor versus a male professor. So there was a college, let's say, where a male professor was working and he was an advisor, and people would come to this professor. But if he had certain office hours, people would respect that. If the doors were closed, people would respect that. If he wasn't open to answering some questions because he was busy, sure, like boundaries are super respected, right? And let's imagine a female professor. If her doors are always closed, if she's setting boundaries.
I know it in my body. Like I feel it in my body.
Like what do
it's
people think about
standard.
her? Like, oh, she's so cold. She's a bitch. She's unapproachable.
Yeah, unapproachable, cold. Yeah, boundaries.
It's so sad.
Damn.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, that's like actually like sitting with me right now, how heavy that is.
I know.
And so the real shitty part about that is, I mean, there's so much that's wrong with that. But the fact that if you don't want to be seen in that light, well, you better burn yourself out so you aren't perceived that way. And not only perceived that way, but if you want to get the raise, if you want to get the promotion, if you want to have a good reputation, women are expected to push themselves beyond where they're comfortable in order to measure up.
And what is she doing also when she gets home? So maybe she has a family, or maybe she's taking care of elderly parents, or, you know, and then the expectations of what she does at home, even if she has a great partner that, you know, has an equal split of responsibilities, the societal and cultural expectations still weigh on her with the mom guilt or like just the guilt of being a woman. And so it's all of these things in the background that are running in the background of our brain are burning us.
I love that you bring that up, because I'm imagining so many scenarios here of women with phenomenal partners in a heterosexual relationship. Primarily, I'm thinking where the man is like a really equal partner and we're, division of labor, all that stuff looks really equal. And yet it's still different because she has been born and lives in and swims in and breathes the air of the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And these expectations, it's like it's not her partner's fault.
Yeah. The guilt is so real.
But
so I
she's
imagine
carrying
her
around.
coming home from a really long day of work and the house is clean and maybe the partner's taking care of the kids, but feeling like, oh, I should be doing that. Like, and that guilt and that expectation, and that adds to that layer of burnout.
Absolutely. No matter what the relationship structure looks like or the, breakdown of responsibilities. Yeah, it's still a thing. Yeah. For sure. So how are we going to fix this? That's a bigger question. Yeah. How are we going to tend to this? How are we going to care for ourselves and each other?
Change the system really right now. Just, we are just one little seed. We are just one little grain of sand. So we ourselves can't change that. But what we can do is internal, right? And that's always the work that we go back to. What can you do for yourself in the system that's so flawed? So I think the first thing is to notice the system is flawed. It's not me.
Right. Depersonalization. I'm not going to take this on. It's not a flaw with me. Yeah. Yep.
And then completing the stress cycle. So I'm like a broken record with completing the stress cycle often, but I talk to so many people about this.
We need the reminder. Tell us again.
Yeah. Yep. Have we talked about completing the stress cycle on here before?
I think it was during the sex episode too, actually. Yeah. I do. Because it was like, how do we get ourselves in a place where we might be open to physical intimacy?
Yeah.
Yep.
So in this Burnout book, which I would highly recommend, Amelia Nagoski talks about this example of a tiger chasing us. So let's imagine that a tiger is chasing us and this tiger is chasing, and we're back in the caveman days. So you're a cave woman, the tiger is chasing you. And you run away from the tiger and you run back to your village and you celebrate with your village because you just survived a tiger and everyone's like, yay. And maybe you have a big party, a big fire, you dance around and you celebrate that you didn't die and you ran away from this tiger. But then there's another example. Let's imagine that you're running away from the tiger and it's chasing you and you're running. And then the tiger gets struck by lightning and the tiger's gone. It's like the threat is gone.
Is literally gone. Yep.
It's got struck by lightning, but your cortisol is still going. Your adrenaline is still going. No. And you still feel like, could it wake up? Could it come get me? And so you still like run back home, but there's not much to report back home. So you just go back to your daily tasks and you continue on with your life, and that stress is living within you. And I love that example because she then goes on to say that we, in our day-to-day life, we have tigers struck by lightning probably like 100 times a day.
Oh my God. Yes. We were talking about it with how do we care for ourselves with the news cycle and media consumption. You read this terrible thing that happened either in your neighborhood here in Minnesota or across the world. And then your kid needs you or you need to get on a work call or cook dinner. And yet it's still, you're carrying all of that.
Exactly. Yeah. You just read this terrible thing and then you're like dancing around to bluey music.
Yeah. Such a disconnect.
Like,
Right.
And so, and maybe dancing around to bluey music could be a way to release the stress cycle, complete the stress cycle.
Yeah.
Then she goes on to talk about how do we complete the stress cycle then, because these lions are getting struck by lightning all the time. And so it's a way each time something happens, each time a lion gets struck by lightning. So that would be, for example, if you see something horrible on the news or if you get like a scary email from your boss or if something just pops up on your mind that you're worried about or whatever it would be that brings you into that fight or flight a little bit, stresses you out. How do we complete that? So that could be dancing it out. It could be crying it out. It could be getting a 30-second hug from someone you trust and love, or a 6-second kiss. It could be
screaming in your car.
Exactly. We've talked about that, shaking it out, doing some grounding. But the really important thing is to do it, if you can, each time after a stressor happens, to tell your body, right here, right now, I'm safe. I'm okay. It's gone. The threat is no longer here. I'm safe. I'm okay. To complete that. Yeah. So it doesn't build up throughout the whole day.
Right. I think that's really good practical advice. And I know we've got a lot of people here that can relate to this, where maybe you're not your top of your priority list. Like you are not at the top of your priority list.
Because you're burnt out.
Yeah. Your kids are, your work are, your partner, your family, all these expectations. And I want to remind everybody, you can't pour from a dry well. No. Right? Like we know we all have important people and responsibilities in our lives. And at the same time, you're no good to anybody else if you're not caring for yourself, and you are worthy of caring for yourself just the way you are. There's nothing you have to do to earn worthiness and earn self-care. So I just want to remind each and every one of you that.
It's a beautiful reminder. Yeah. Play it back on loop for yourself. I think this really caught Kari and I by surprise when we saw that 42% of our day should be spent on rest.
Oh my God.
I think this will blow your guys' mind.
Yeah.
And probably put some people into fight or flight.
Right.
42%. That's 10 hours of our day.
Yeah. So that should include your sleeping, resting, restorative practices. We need 10 hours.
Connection. Yeah.
Oh my God. Some people are skating by with 5 hours of sleep and then just Starbucks.
Yeah, just that.
Right? With no connection, with no rest, certainly not enough sleep, nutrition, connection.
So I think
we're
that's
all burned out.
Yeah, I think so. As a society, I think that's something really important to think about, because the fight or flight will tell you, no, I don't have time in the bathroom to ground myself when I'm washing my hands, or to dance around, or to shake it out, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But to bring it back to the concept, okay, but if we need 10 hours, let's start working up to it really slowly. Right. So maybe give yourself like 30 minutes extra a day to enter in a little bit of rest. Right. And start there.
And just remember that message in your head, that's not the truth. She's a liar.
Yeah.
That's the patriarchy sneaking in. That's capitalism. That is all that's wrong.
I think it's a really great reminder of that patriarchy. What would they expect of a man in this? Yeah.
And a reminder, I know I say it all the time, but we are human beings, not human doings.
Yeah.
So, take care of yourselves, everybody. If this is inspiring anybody too, just take a little extra care. And if people feel comfortable writing in the comments, like, what's your plan? What's your plan this week, even just today, to take a little extra rest or care, filling up your own cup. And maybe you can inspire other people that are seeing like, hey, I'm struggling with this too. It's normal, or it's common. And here's how I'm going to try to do a little better.
Yeah. And you could even start with that body check-in that we did at the beginning of today's talk of
hand to heart.
What does my body need?
Yeah. And slowing down. Yeah, we deserve
those tattoos.
We're getting those tats. That's right. Slow down.
All right. See you later, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thanks for hanging with us on This Is Not Therapy. If you enjoyed today's conversation, come back next time for more real talk, unfiltered moments, and maybe a little bit of laughter. Until then, take care of yourself, and don't forget, this is not therapy.